audio on? I don't believe it is. I think I disabled. Share. Just copy the link. Hey, is my audio coming in okay? Just want to make sure everything's working right before I get started. So I want to make sure see anything is laggy. Who's watching? Now who's? Audio's coming in just fine. Alright, cool. So I can finally get this started. Sorry I don't have any music this time, but it seems like anytime I put music in, I get some kind of weird copyright strike when I add it to YouTube. And honestly, there's not too much royalty-free music that really fits what I'm wanting to do. So. I don't have any music this time, but it seems like anytime I put music in, I get some kind of weird copyright strike when I add it to YouTube. And honestly, there's not too much royalty-free music that really fits. You may hear some echo, by the way, because I'm literally looking at the chat on my phone, and it's almost like there's like a few second delay. So just a heads up on that. Alright, so I think I'm gonna see if this thing finish updating. I don't even know. Yeah, it should have. You may hear echo, by the way, because I'm literally looking at the chat on my phone, and it's almost like a few second delay. I need to get this thing onto the. I got a comment. Hello from the mighty invader from the sea. Hello, Squid Girl. How are you? Move this mouse out of the way. So I don't know. Can I put the audio from this on here? Let's see. So what I'll do is I'll probably play through the original game, and then I might look at the side stories. Now I've already got all this completed, but well, for the most part completed. There's still like a couple of like CG images that I'm missing, but I'll play it and I'll play through the side stories. And if we have time, I'll play through the side stories anyways. Well, it depends on how tired I am and how much of this I want to play. So. Jesus, I need to probably go ahead and. Okay, so yeah, this is from my last playthrough. God, Gotta love me. I'm so prepared. Okay, how do I... Maybe it's in settings I have to... Data collected is 91%. How do I get rid of the save file? Like I'm trying. It's been a while. So files. I think I know where it is. Yes. Okay. Okay, I understand now. See, I'm playing on the Nintendo Switch. If anybody's wondering, well, I mean, of course, you guys saw that already. But yeah, so basically, it's a little different. The UI is a little bit different from the. A little bit different from playing on the computer. It has to have its own desktop setup. As you can see, it's definitely giving some old MS-DOS vibes. So, also, I had to turn my phone down because I'm tired of hearing myself echo. Here we go. Here we go. So, yeah. Individuals suffer from anxiety or depression may not have. So honestly, that's a good piece of advice. I do have anxiety, but this game's not going to be the thing that gives it to me. Unless this game's literally about my life itself, but, that's besides the point. Do you like to review the detail? No, not really. I played this game 100 fucking times, so... It is the 5th anniversary. Funny thing is, when I got into DDLC, it was close to the 1st anniversary. So the fact that it's already 5 years is kind of crazy. So, all right. So let's start from the beginning instead of me being not prepared and having an old save file loaded up on there. This is kind of like a last minute plan to do this, so no wonder it was kind of a rush. I'm like, yep, it's the 5th anniversary. It is kind of a milestone anniversary, so I probably should do something. And it's the first time I've live streamed since I lived at the old place. And of course, if I can, I'll try to upload this to YouTube, and that'll be the first time I've uploaded in over a year. Okay, there's only. So yeah, of course you guys know me. Alright, here we go. Pretty sure most of you watching already have seen this game, so I'm not really too worried about spoilers. If not, well, nothing was really spoiled from seeing my old save file. So, I'm not going to read every piece of dialogue, by the way. You guys will just have to read along or something. Because, I'm not sitting here reading a novel or doing a Morgan Freeman audio. I need to stop saying words. Voiceover, that's what I'm thinking of. What's up, Shiro? I see you in chat. I think I played this a few years ago for one of the anniversaries. I can't remember now which anniversary it was. But I was still living at old roommate's house. So maybe but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. So right off the bat, for people that don't know, the MC or the main character, they just call him MC. He's kind of an asshole. That's, at least I think so anyways. I don't know if he's just trying to be edgy. I don't know what, like, it's only because I decided to stop and wait for you. It's like, I mean, you both going to fucking school, so. You were thinking about ignoring me. Yeah, like, damn, dude. You're acting weird, and I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. It's funny how that's like the first thing that comes to his mind. Hey, Batgirl, how's it going? Also, I might be a little slow on looking at chat, so just, bear with me. I will try to acknowledge you if I see you in there. Tell me you'd join a club this year. Sure, it's possible. I mean, you gotta love the fact that the main character just kind of half-ass listens. Too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average, spending my free time on games and anime. I don't know if this chat is updating. Give me 1 second, you guys. See what the overview of this is. At this moment, oh my god, I'm so late on the chat. This thing really does not like updating for me. So, yeah, like I said, if I'm slow on reading the chat, please bear with me. Okay. Okay. I want to hug them all with my tentacles. I'm pretty sure in certain parts of the internet you'll find pictures of that. Morgan Freeman at this moment, he fucked up. He knew he fucked up. That's the line, Shira. But I got what you're saying. This is definitely now a Morgan Freeman voiceover. It's just perfect, isn't it? Hold on 1 second, everyone. Okay, here we go. So yeah. Why are you talking to a CPU version of me? LOL, just kidding. See, everyone's a CPU to Morgan Freeman. So, apparently that's going to be me from now on. Just, Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, let me move this out of the way. Okay. Alright, there we go. A few clubs that makes you happy. You know, even though like the MC is kind of an ass, he does really like Sayori, I think. Oop. Just turned off my damn stream. Okay. Am I still alive? Hold on one second. I'm gonna make sure of something. Okay, yeah. Phone's acting very stupid, so I do apologize. Morgan Freeman only had call Batman. Hey, Christian Bell's look who I found. Was Morgan Freeman ever in any DC or Marvel movies? Like, do you guys know? If he was, I don't remember. I know the what's that? The dude that was in Jurassic Park. He does the ASMR. I know he was in one of the Thor movies. Girl, why do you want to watch Doties? What? Doties. I don't know which way this is going, up or down whenever these comments come in, so. Dark Knight. Oh yeah, I have literally have not watched the Dark Knight trilogy in years. That being said, I found them on archive.org, and I've got them on DVD, but my DVDs are in storage, so I haven't seen the Dark Knight trilogy in a while. I forgot that he was in that. So sorry, I didn't quite catch the reference on that one. Now, if we can just get Morgan Freeman into the MCU, that would be great. Maybe he could be like Spider-Man Noir or something. We do like a Spider-Verse. I don't know. I could just kind of see him doing that. God, that sounds like me every day, looking for an ounce of motivation. Oh, in fact, let's argue, right? Into the Morgan Freeman verse. It's going to be the next era of the MCU. Just, no more multiverse. Just all Morgan Freeman. Stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sarah wants me to check out some clubs. This guy just strains to, have. I don't know, he just seems like everything he does outside of anime and games, it seems like a struggle for him. What's up, Darian? Not too much, not too much. Just decided to live stream today since it's the 5th anniversary of DDLC, and it's one of those fan bases that I've, have a personal attachment to now. I'm dead laughing, so Morgan Freeman. Pretty much, Morgan Freeman versus Doctor Strange. He has to exist somewhere in the multiverse. I mean, DC versus Marvel was a thing, so, the multiple Earths that they have to cross paths one day. I mean, that being said, the DCEU and MCU crossover would be great. But yeah. Not much, man. It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. I don't really. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't really live stream at all anymore since I've lived at my last house, and this is before I had a capture device. But yeah, over here on Facebook, just simply because I don't make videos. I don't live stream for views. I do it for like friends, interacting with you guys, people that I feel comfortable with. So it's just more or less kind of a little hobby thing. I do upload them to YouTube. Once I get this, once I'm done here, I'll upload it and put it onto YouTube. I'll send a link to it and see how it goes. This is the first time I live stream on Facebook outside of my Mercenary corruption group too. So that's another thing. Squid Girl versus Ginny or Frieza. I mean, again, Mugen can kind of make that happen. I've got all three of those characters in Mugen. Maybe I'll throw on some Mugen later and live stream it eventually. I mean, I'm terrible at playing it, but I can watch CPUs fight, and that's just as fun. And because Mugen's kind of broken, there's no real balance because anybody can create a character in a stage and put it in there. So yeah. Batman Dark Knight. Shiro, what about Batman Dark Knight? Which one? Is it the one with Morgan Freeman? Is that the one that she was referencing? I'm trying to realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. Catch you coming out of the classroom, but I was spacing out. So I came in. As well you should. Morgan Freeman versus Shaggy, 1% power. Yep, come on, Multiverses game. Come on, Warner Brothers. Put Morgan Freeman in there. Have different personas. Have his Batman role. Have him play God from, what was it, Bruce Almighty. Have him dressed up like Gordon Freeman, too, like they do in Gary's mod. The silent protagonist turned to the soft-spoken protagonist. Classroom, but I saw you just sitting here in space. Okay, yeah, I done read that. I'm probably going to read sentences about 100 times. I'm impressed. When is Multiverses coming out anyways? Is that going to be like for like all the platforms, or are they just doing the PC version? I really fucking hope they do it for Switch. Come to my club. Okay, I'm sorry, but this little red thing at the corner of my screen is getting on my nerves. So, okay, 1 second, yeah. Alrighty. I know you guys don't see it, but there was like this little red grid thing where the Morgan Freeman picture was, and it was kind of getting on my nerves. I had to remove it. I don't know, the MC's kind of, I don't know, he's just kind of an ass in this game. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. Frieza 100% power, I am actually going to die at any squid. I mean, it also depends on the circumstances. Like, what are they battling for? Like, why Squid Girl? Why Frieza specifically? Why Frieza? She thought it. Morgan Freeman versus the DDLC girls. I mean, that's an easy win. I mean, the girls write the poetry. Morgan Freeman recites the poetry, and if he messes up once, Monica deletes him. That's plain and simple. So, I mean, not that Monica would be worried that Morgan Freeman would steal her man, but I don't know. he's kind of you got that that voice about him. I think I just made it weird for the whole chat. Frieza now can apparently one-shot the main faces of the franchise. Yeah, I mean that's. But since it's a crossover, can you really call it the franchise? I mean, because we're talking about multiple franchises here. More talk of the multiverse. It seems like that's like the theme of. Of course, Shira. He's like, yes. My interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. It seems, okay, so he says his interest in literature would be less, but outside of anime and games, it seems like this guy's interest is, well, there is none. He just seems like he don't give a shit about anything, not even really too much about Sayori, despite the fact he grew up with her. But whatever. Yeah, I'm going to the anime. See, I know it's. Don't forget to, I don't know where I was going with that. What is it? If I assist with Frieza, mankind will be mine for sure. Oh boy. I guess, so Squid Girl and Frieza is going to take over the world. I'm going to have to do a Mugen live stream one day. It looks like I'm going to have to do that, and we just see who's going. I was talking about the ass pull they did in the manga. Like, I get it. Frieza. And, I don't know anything about the manga, honestly, but, I believe it. Okay, but we're being able to overcome Goku and Vegeta. They were at. Come on. Toriyama has to be planning some crack shit for the future. That's how, like, a lot of. You ever notice how any manga adaptation to anything seems. Or even comic adaptation. It's not just manga. Like, this happens here, too. But even like regular comics, it seems like they have more freedom to do what they want. And sometimes it's either for the better, for the worse, or they just leave you wondering what they got planning. It seems like stuff goes on more in comics and manga. So I wouldn't doubt it. Again, I don't really know nothing about the, DBZ manga, so. I wish I had my better microphone. But I've got it in storage, so. Oop. Yeah, manga is probably the originals to the anime or movies of most. Yeah, didn't Dragon Ball start in the 80s, like just in manga, or did it have the anime in the 80s? Like, I know very little about it. The only thing I know is that something of Dragon Ball came out in the 80s. Promises. And here's where it all begins. This is where, we follow Sarah across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Out of all the times that I've played this game, I never noticed that line of dialogue where it's upstairs. I didn't know that the school was, multiple stages, or multiple stories, excuse me. That's, so I'd never noticed that. So, my idea of how this school looks is kind of weird. The move release and then GT was okay. Hold on, if you watch Dragon Ball DBZ and then Kai Super and manga came out, kind of went to shit. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that later on down the line it started kind of spiraling down, kind of Diet Coked itself. So nobody can handle it. Yeah, GT, I don't know. GT's kind of hit or miss with people. I got the complete series on DVD, but a lot of people they were like, that's not really all that great. I don't know. So GT was kind of I don't know. I watched a little of it, wasn't too into it. Was it GT I'm thinking of, or? Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z, that's the classic. That's the classic. I've got all of them on Blu-ray, which I ended up getting on Facebook Market. And eventually brought it. Hey, I think it was in the 80s because I seen like some early stuff for it. But hold on a second. Let me find the ones from like 80s and 90s Dragon Ball art. Like this is early days of this stuff here. Late 80s, I believe, when it first was. Yeah. I do remember like being 4 years old and I think I was like 4. And I remember like Dragon Ball being like they had Burger King toys and stuff, so definitely after early 90s. Why I still remember that, I don't know. But I remember like the big gray figures. They were just fully silver colored, gray colored figures. Z and Kai retooled version is the most. Yeah, like I'm trying to find one thing that I've seen. I think this is like it's like an early 80s one here. Let me try to throw that on the screen real quick. Yeah, I think this is like early 80s. Early 80s, early 90s, something like that. Promo art. So. Frieza, Easy beat Squid Girl. I mean, I would imagine if he can take out the whole DBZ franchise, then pretty sure one character from another franchise is a piece of cake. So, I mean, new member. So apparently Sayori just adds him to the group. But it feels like Facebook when people add to a group chat without asking you. Which we brought the Saiyans to their roots. Again, that's could be mistaken for something else like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT. What's the complete series DVD? It's the lime green colored one. What's the which shit. I have to Google something else here. Let me see. Yeah, that's the one I've got on DVD. GT. Complete series. It was only like $20 at Walmart. Discovered the Great Ape could be powered up. There's nothing better than monkeys on fire. That was Toriyama's vision. Drop some of these tabs real quick. Squid Girl, your character's here. Not you, seriously. You brought a boy. Mommy. Lord. E.T., what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. The fact that she already knows you, that Monica already knows you. Escape me. It's full of incredibly cute girls. No, Darian, you can't have them. They're all mine. And shout out to Keisha, who's playing Super Smash Brothers apparently. Forgot. I've got people on here that, oh my god. Gogeta. Darian, did you grow up with Dragon Ball? Like since you were little, did you watch it since you were little? So you kind of followed along with it since, or like how? Like when did you get into it? I'm not taking Yuri from you. Oh yeah, Darian, you can't have all the cute girls in this literature club. That's what I was saying. That's what you can't have. It's all mine. Hey, you're good, man. Cupcake, you can just ignore her when she gets moody. Yes, I've watched everything, all shows, movies, fan animations, and all the games available. I collect figures, posters. So pretty much you're with DB like I am with Pokemon, pretty much. A hard fan ain't decent. Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's the way I feel about Pokemon, you know. You make sure this thing's updating, okay? Sure I'm not missing nobody's comments and stuff like that. I don't want anybody feeling left out because of my phone wanting to be stupid. Alright. And trust me, that will happen, because that happened from the start of this. I believe too, but didn't understand it, but some cousins and an uncle of mine threw me. Oh, I mean, hey, it's like you know, at age 2, I feel like you have sense enough to maybe not understand something, but you think something is really cool. That's the way I. Oh no, it's not a problem. No, you're not talking to me. I mean, I'm fine with this. I'm glad that there's a conversation started, man. Well, what I was worried about is because when I started the stream, I was noticing that the chat was quiet, and I was like, why is nobody commenting? I'm noticing there's people in the chat, but I'm noticing that nobody's, chatting. So I went to, like, where I could flip over between overview and live chat. Then it all started coming in. I'm like, well, damn, I'm just missing everybody's comments here. So that could happen anytime. You see, autism gets a hold of me. It's all good, man. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Hey, dude, you talk about what you love. I'm all for it. I am all for it. I get the same way, and some people look at me like, damn. Like, some people look at me, they think I'm some kind of grown grown ass child, and I'm like, dude, I'm just, if you like something, you got to let it out. I've always been told never bottle it up. So. Here's comparatively more mature and timid seems to have hard times. So I don't know if they showed the disclaimer in this, but they did say that all the characters in this game are 18. That's something that Dan Salvato himself even had to confirm. That I know you have some others that we're talking about. Oh no, it's fine. There's nothing stopping them. I mean, if anything, it was, it's a good conversation to have. DBZ is classic. So, I mean, everyone seems to be on it. Oh, you're fine. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you're good, dude. You are perfectly fine. Who appears? Okay. You're fine, man. Oh, well, it's nice to meet both of you. So, Darren, have you played DDLC? I don't know if I ever asked you that or not. I know the conversation's been brought up, but I don't know about if you've played it or not. A girl in class, Marquito Athletic. If you need me to slow down the dialogue, let me know too, because I don't want to be going too fast and, I have played DDLC 3 times, in fact, and I watched a lot of YouTubers play it as well. Okay, sweet. So how about DDLC Plus when it came out? Did you see the side stories or anything that, or just the base game? See, there are some really bizarre and fucked up mods. Oh yeah, there's, ever since people figured out how to use Python and stuff, which is like the engine or whatever the hell it is that this runs on, people started making all kind of mods, like the one that's based on Natsuki. It's like there's like a Natsuki run, and it's really fucked up. Oh God, my mind's blank. I can't think of it now. I never played it because I don't really care to play it, but I had no idea there was extra. Oh yeah, for DDLC Plus, that came out last year for all the platforms. They have the base game itself, like what you're seeing me play right now, and there's side stories of like, all right, I'm gonna save this real quick and I'll show you. Okay, let me put that in here. Okay, so it does have an autosave feature now. Okay, so again, the console has its own, because of course, being on a console, you don't have a desktop. You have, it has to have its own built-in UI here. So what you see here is the place where the files and stuff are, all that good stuff. But they do have side stories. Again, I've already unlocked them, but you have to meet certain conditions in the base game to unlock each of these little portions, like Trust Part 1 and 2, understanding about each of the individual characters, and then once you've beaten all of them, you finally get the one big one here. And it's like a, well, I'm not going to tell you, I'll show you when I get to it. My question real quick while you show me this thing is for the chat. Extra story? Kinda, yes. Like I said, I'll show you when I get to it at that point. So your question for the chat is, have you all played DDLC and how many times? That is a good question. Like, who all here has played DDLC all the way through? And who is your favorite characters? I myself, I liked Natsuki because, I don't know, just that kind of girl is, I don't know, right up my alley, For someone who don't like abuse, that's kind of funny. But, Natsuki's one of my, has always kind of been my pick. But all of them have their charm. So start over again and see what. Whoa, screen tearing. Didn't like that. It's like, tell me I have a cheap capture device without telling me you have it. Poor Sayori, she scared me so bad the first time I played it before I actually found out. Oh yeah, hell. Poor all of them, more or less. But, yeah. Hint, you can use the skip button to fast forward. Oh, okay, yeah, I already knew all that. So, nothing. Too excited, then how about... I can't remember if it's acknowledged in the game what kind of tea that Yuri drinks. But right after I ended up, trying that kind of tea because a buddy of mine had some, and it was actually really good. It was like a vanilla tea called oolong, something like that. Oolong tea or some shit. Been widened so that there is one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Right, still feeling awkward. Of it. Next to Sayori. Back to the table again. Yeah, they had it on Steam, or they have it on Steam rather. After I played it, and I watched YouTubers who played it. Oh yeah. See, the thing is, it's like it's on Steam, but I actually downloaded it directly from the Team Salvato website because I didn't want to have to go through Steam every time I loaded up the game. And plus, if I try to avoid anything that's internet mandatory as much as possible. Hold up, let me see. Do we have more than one? Let me see. No, let's see. I just got the one here on Facebook. Yeah, it's just Facebook. Hey Nick, how's it going? Yeah, I just got the one. I don't really. Hang on, I gotta deal with it. Oh, okay, gotta deal with the baby. Alrighty, that's cool. Proudly marches back. Marches. Wow, cannot speak tonight. Back to the table, tray in hand. I might be taking a short little break to grab me something to eat, but it will not take me long to come right back. So, well, off the Trader of a dozen white fluffy cupcakes. See, yeah, I'm going to start getting hungry because this game's starting to talk about food. That said, I don't really have a sweet tooth tonight. I just want a couple of sandwiches and call it a day. Take one. So he already grabs one first, and Monica follows. Why this thing is so laggy. So who all's in the chat right now? I see 3 people watching, but I turn the cupcakes around. Fingers looking for the angle, take a bite. Man, just do the sandwich thing where you take the bottom of the cupcake, throw it on top of the icing, and you make like this little sandwich. That's how you do it. But notice hers and glance in my direction. Yeah, Natsuki is my favorite character in this. So. Technically it is. Weird logic and just missed the conversation here. Returns to the table. She said. Don't get intimidated here. He's just trying to impress you. Tea and reading might not be. It's time for me to. I at least enjoy tea. I haven't had a cup of oolong in a while, so I might give me some. Make sure that I'm up to date here with the chat. Monica raises an eyebrow and smiles at me. I shouldn't tell Monica that I personally dragged her away. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm going to grab me something to eat. So I will return. I might see if I can't actually. I think my tablet either died or turned off. I don't know. So never mind on that. I was going to play some music, but tablet decided nope, not today. All right. Alright, I'm back. Let's see what the chat's doing. Let's get the game back on. There we go. Hey, clicking noises. Sounds relaxing. Yeah, I can see that. So you're a wizard, Harry. What? Okay. So how is Octavia doing? Shout out to you, no lady, by the way. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope I can get this controller to sit still for a second. Classy as all, that's good. Just like her daddy, right? Hey Delia. Hope you're doing well. So she's more than welcome to join the chat on here if she wants. It's gonna be ooh, the game's lagging. Hold on a second. Not the game, but the capture device. The game's running just fine. There we go. She says, I'm reading, I'm trying to distract my mind from being bored. Oh, damn. No data, huh? What phone service do y'all use? If you don't mind me asking. It's all good though. That's why when people always ask me why, I know I keep getting distracted from the game, but I just thought about something. But it's like people always wonder why do you download MP4s? Why do you download all these things and you don't really do online gaming? I mean, like I'll do online gaming every now and then, but I try to stay away because, like, let's say if the internet just goes completely out right now, for like, and I'm not talking shit about iPhone users because that's whatever. It's what you like is what you like, but iPhone depends so heavily on internet and like data and stuff that you can hardly do anything without it. As opposed to like an Android where you got your SD card slot, you got emulators that will, you'll have to have internet to download these things at first, but you can still use these things offline. I don't like things that require internet, like let's say if I had a Game Boy emulator that used internet, I would hate that because didn't need, I didn't need the internet to play a Game Boy. Why do I need it on an emulator for? Or like, if I want to watch a video, of course you got to have internet to use YouTube. If I don't have internet, if I've got the MP4s, I can watch those without the internet. Mine right now is the only active phone at the moment. However, we use something called Quickline Wireless, or not Quickline, QuickLink. That sounds familiar. Because it unlimited everything, but doesn't have hotspot. Right. I I'm okay with having hotspot data, but you got to be careful not to use it up. Which I have learned that I can download a few Nintendo Switch games and a few 3DS games using data. Emulators are good. Exactly. Emulators are great for offline. Emulators are great. MP4 files are great. MP3 files are great. The occasional PDF comic, for God's sakes, is always entertaining. But yeah. Very good. Sometimes without me. I've done that. I've actually, and I felt like shit after it because I had actually bought extra hotspot time, and my dumbass fell asleep while it was on running. I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was YouTube or something, but it just ate through my data, and I woke up and it was gone. I was like, "Oh, that was fucking worth it, wasn't it?" Yeah, one time per month. Yeah, something like that. I used to use my PSP as a movie player to connect to it. Exactly. There's the way to do it. Nick, have you played this game? DDLC? Or Doki Doki Literature Club? This was a question we put in the chat a minute ago. Really is a great leader. Oh, okay. Tell you what, if you don't know anything about this game or anything, you're in for a ride. That's for sure. It goes beyond what you see. I'll go ahead and say that much. Just a fair warning. People are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. 4 years ago, when my parents had limited internet, for when they had the dish hopper service. Huh. I got in Massacre, fell asleep for the whole night, and I used up the last 30. I mean, I remember we had the freaking little AT&T box thing, sort of like a damn UFO. And my dad, he, God rest his soul, but he passed away. But he was kind of cheap when it came to internet stuff, and he's like, let's only get the 50 gigs. Now, if you know anything about gigabytes for internet, 50 don't get you a lot. We would eat through that probably within the first week. That would never last us a month. And there would be times that the stupid thing would glitch out and kill our data right then and there because the thing that AT&T gave us was faulty. And there would be times where we just did not pay attention, and I'll be downloading like pictures, just simple pictures, and that data would just go. And my dad used to get so pissed. I'm like, well, if we had unlimited to work with, which it didn't cost that much more to get at the time. This is like 2000. No, when was this? 2012, I think. Oh my God, I miss my dad though. It was so funny. He would always be like, 50 sounds like a lot. Nope. I mean, sure, 50 is a lot if all you do is read PDFs all day. So yeah, so they're all So the idea here was for them to grow the literature club. 100 gigs for one person who uses a computer and a cell phone can be stretched for one whole month if you cut back on gaming online or watching actual. Right, exactly. But strictly watch shows, movies, etc. that's already been made and put out, or play games online, or like I do through the MP4 files. Don't use no internet at all. Mm-hmm. That's why I like this one website called archive.org. It's amazing the stuff that I have found as far as like movies and shows go. I haven't played online gaming like years right now. Oh yeah. I used to play TF2. That was my big online gaming thing I would do. And I played Among Us maybe a couple of times. But I did that on, mobile. I don't really count mobile games. But, I do, but I don't. But TF2 and Among Us, that's pretty much it. Anything about the newest Dragon Ball? On archive.org? Or just in general about the Dragon Ball superhero movie. Huh? Oh, wait. Ooh, excuse me. Forgot to mention, did you stumble upon anything about the newest Dragon Ball superhero? Oh. I mean, I've heard about it, but haven't seen anything or found any ways of seeing it. Sorry about that. I'm trying to read comments from a distance. I can't. I know backdoor websites getting MP4 movies. Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember the MLP movie coming out in 2017, and the same day that I saw it in theaters with Andrew and all them, as soon as I get home, I had somebody already send me an MKV file saying they had like the master theater copy, and I'm like, how the fuck did you get that? But it was really cool, and I actually still have that MKV file to this day because, good quality. Gohan and Piccolo finally got new updated forms. Like Cell, but they brought back Cell. Like, I do remember the Cell games. I do remember that. I have MP4 files of MLP 2017. Nice. What I'm looking for right now is the Wonder Woman movie as an MP4. Like, I've got Wonder Woman 1984, which is the name of the movie. But as far as the first Wonder Woman movie, I've yet to find it. I found all the other DCEU movies. I pretty much found most of the MCU movies, but Wonder Woman, and I wouldn't mind having a MP4 copy of Morbius. Cell, the newest movie, is kind of like Broly, but no talking. Okay. The giant ass thing on his tail that looks like one of those ocean mine things that. Oh, wow. So they really just did a full redesign of him, huh? Hold on one second. Now, is he in that movie you were talking about? Cell, okay, yeah, Cell, the newest movie. Okay, gotcha. So, yeah. That is something I'll end up having to do. I'll end up picking those movies up when I find them on. I do have some other thing I do is I collect DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff. So, Most of you have seen my collection before, but yeah. So weird seeing Cell come back after Cell games, though. How long ago was that? Cell game, that was one of the early seasons. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the game because looking at the pictures on Google Images. He looks like Batista from WWE. Nice. All we need is a green Batista. So again, we're back in like, oh yeah, like I said, that's like a that was early season stuff. But I like the Cell games. I want to say it was like season 3. I'll tape you down for now. Alright, ready? I'll let myself half joking. Oh, bedtime. Okay, man. Well, good night, Octavia. Looking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Or Natsuki hates horror. Just 1 second. I don't download MP4 movies from archive.org. Yeah, most of the time they're usually, compressed in like zip folders and, that. But I try to get, like, if I see like a complete series of a show, I will grab it up in a heartbeat, especially if it's one I like or something I grew up with. Like, I've gotten some anime stuff. I've gotten I've got a shit ton of like old Nickelodeon stuff, which I eat that stuff up in a heartbeat. But I think one of the craziest things I found was like most of the MCU movies and the DC movies. I found those. Like even like the 1960s Batman movie. Which I have yet to sit down and actually watch that. won't say it out loud. Fine. Okay. Index of. I think I've seen that index. The one you're talking about. Like, I think I've seen that because it's like a complete white page. Or if you can you send me a link to that in DM? If you don't mind. I mean, the one you're talking about, because I think I know what you're talking about. I just got to. People upload movies. Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I said, if you can send me a link to that those sites, yeah, I'd appreciate it. I'd like to see what all was on there. The reason why that archive.org, they don't really get into legal trouble is because they're classified as like a library. And for their books and stuff, what's funny is there's one specific, like I'm going to say uploader or uploaders, I don't know if it's more than one person, but they'll upload books and stuff, but they only let you have it for a period of time. But then there's other ones that, of course, that will upload them that you can keep them permanently. I think the one like the books to borrow or something like that. So you end up just having it for like a time period, and the thing itself will. Wait a minute, why? Why is it saying that she sent that to me at 4:27 p.m. But here it is, almost 8:30. I need a movie example. The Wonder Woman movie from 2017. I guess that'd be a good example. Because that's actually one that I'm missing from the DCEU as far as downloads go. Hey, welcome back. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I'll continue on the game here in 1 second. Gotta go get Delia some milk. That's all good. Get your lady some milk. I love it when I say things that can be taken out of context on these live streams. I'm trying to get Circus Baby in here. So I'm having to DM her real quick. I wonder if I can get the audio from this to actually play. I don't know. Let me see if I can while I'm doing this, because I know I can do it. But I'm saying, let me see if, because I do like the music in DLC, as long as it's not too loud or not overpowering my voice. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Audio output only. Hold on a second. Think that may have worked. loud though. Can anyone confirm they can hear the audio from the game? And if they can still hear my voice? Oh, wait. Have this idea. I'm gonna mute my computer real quick. Okay, so this thing is literally overpowering my voice. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to echo my phone here. I'm pointing across my guy here an extremely loud certain Doki. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to fix this audio where the music isn't overpowering my voice. But I want to hear the music from the game too. And somebody messaged me. So. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, okay. Give me and maybe spill the milk. Well, you know what they say, Darren, don't cry over spilled milk. I've reached peak comedy, guys. All the dad jokes in the world ain't got shit on me. Let me see if I can fix this audio, because I know it's got to be louder than my voice. Like one of these has to have like not it. I'm going to do something real quick. There we go. I don't know if that helped. I don't know if that fixed the problem or not. You want some cheese with that wine? Wait, what? You need to fuck you. Oh shit, my controller went off. Damn. Really annoying. Turn it all the way up? Don't mind if I do. Now I'm playing. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to, actually trying to figure out anyways, because it's kind of overpowering my voice. So, you're going to see, colors on the screen for a moment. I'm going to see if this helped. I don't know if it will or not. I don't know. Like, as soon as I put my Switch into its dock, I don't know if it's going to switch from the Nintendo Switch's audio to the desktop's audio, or what it's going to do. Let's see. not help at all. Wait, I know what. How would I try? There you go. Sorry, Delia. See, if the stuff on the computer and the capture device don't work, just use the game's own audio. Like little control thing. Volume control, there you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. Harry Potter The Ultimate Collection. Blu-ray. Oh, wow. Oh, actually probably download that. So. Okay. Ah, there's the famous line. Now at 9 o'clock, I gotta let these dogs out, so I'll be on a short little break. But I'll put a BRB up for that, so just a heads up on that. As a matter of fact, it'll probably be like 5 minutes before 9 when I do that. So. We've hardly gotten anywhere in this game. I should start doing podcasts. That's what I need to start doing. Freaking podcasts. Like right here on Facebook. Just chat with you guys, whatever. That's considered a podcast, right? Just some guy rambling, just chatting around. I mean, that's what I like doing anyways. I'm very confident writer here. I understand how much. Here we go. Things not in there. Okay. More than just confidence. Show us more writing. Try to get through a lot of this because mostly I'll play this game. And such. Okay. So, maybe I was right about the voiceover. No, voiceover still has. It's just a random topic podcast, I guess you could say. Or I could come up with a topic, and even if it goes off the rails, who cares? I mean, it's just, you know, like this is supposed to be a DDLC stream, but it's, you know, we've turned it whatever we want to because we can, and you know that's perfectly fine. Watch the quartering, what is that? Oh. He's interesting as hell and is accurate on whatever he's talking about. So is it like a random like subject each podcast, or is it just, or does he cover just one type of thing? phone is surprisingly famous sometimes. She has proof. I don't know if your friend can join or not because it's not. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Let me see. Because it ain't popping up on my phone. I mean, he might be able to. Is it he or she? I'm saying there's so many genders in it. You and him, okay. Yeah, I mean, you can get him into the live stream. That'd be awesome. If not, at best, have him send me a friend request, and that'll get him in. As a matter of fact, I'll just do that real quick. Okay, so I sent him a friend request for you. What's going on here? Okay. I mean, if he can, he can always join the next one if he can, or whenever he can. Get back to the. By the way, I should have asked this earlier, but how's the audio now? It's not too loud, is it? Okay, cool. And Adele is probably kind of asleep, but I just don't want to be annoying. I know the audio is loud for me if it's overpowering my voice. Because I took it out of the dock and everything and tried to. Alright, 10:20. Well, like I said, about 9 o'clock, gotta let these dogs out. So, if I'm not back when you get back, I will be back shortly. As long as you see a BRB on the screen, I'll still be live streaming. So yeah, you're good, man. Do what you gotta do. Damn, it's already 8:45, so yeah, it's not gonna be long anyway. Yep. Heartbeat clear. Alright, so here's the poem making portion of it, which I'm going to go ahead and go with the Natsuki run and see what all I remember. Like which girls correspond to, or which words correspond to which girl. Yeah, I think this should be Natsuki. Yep. Here goes Natsuki. Pink. Skirt. Strawberry. Shit, I can't remember if nightgown. Yep. Parfait. Out. I'm actually remembering which ones is hers. Ooh. Yep. And ooh, games. Yeah. Popeye. Vanilla. Ooh, here's a tricky one. Okay, Dazzle was hers. Okay. Fluffy. Kitty. Sunny. Yeah, that was her lipstick. Yeah, that's her. Yep. Okay, most of them is hers. So, good. The one realistic thing I really like about this game is the fact that how people will respond. They can kind of learn about you just from the first meeting, and they kind of get an idea like you're trying to relate to what they're in, but they can tell you're not really into it. You kind of just, I mean, if that makes sense. You're trying to relate to something you're not accustomed to, but they can tell you're trying really hard. And then of course Natsuki's like, you don't deserve any slack. Oh, he keeps her manga collect. Oh damn. Manga is literature, that famous meme. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki pops back into this. The room is messy, it's distracting. You almost set your house on fire once. That Steam game. It is on Steam. Doki Doki Literature Club is on Steam, but I got it first from the Team Salvato website, so I don't have to go through like the Steam shit before playing the game. Plus, again, you could play it offline. But the one I'm playing here is Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, which was released. Okay, the game came out in 2017. DDLC Plus came out last year, and they came out for consoles and stuff. So this is a Switch. This is a Switch version. I'm using a capture device. So, but yeah, it was on Steam, or is, or was. I don't know if they took it down and replaced it with DDLC Plus, but I know it was on there. And sorry if it sounds like I'm losing my voice. Oh yeah. Thing that aggravates me though is like whenever it came out on the Switch, I downloaded it because I didn't know it was going to be a physical copy. But then they released a physical copy, so I had to buy them. I was like, fuck. I didn't care though. I'm a collector, so it's bound to happen. Do wish they made physical copies of Cuphead. I don't know if they ever did or not, but they really should. But the thing is, I've already got it downloaded as well. Hard game, but fun. And somebody has messaged me. Okay. Why are the stream metrics popping up? That's fucking weird. Stay on. There we go. It didn't tell you what you see in it. Ah, there was something. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh my god, is it one of those controllers, as we'll call it? Yep, pretty much. Surprised it isn't in the shape of a pin. If you know, then you know. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Yeah. Most definitely does. Yeah, I do have a Steam account. I use it mainly for if I ever want to get back on TF2 or if I want to download models for a Source Filmmaker. But yeah, I do have a Steam account. I do not have a Steam deck though, or whatever the little portable thing's called. I'd love to have one, but again, that's mostly more for online stuff. I don't know if you can do offline stuff for that or not. But yep, I can add you on it if you want. May have to update it, but I tell you what I'm gonna do. So when I get back, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this first part of the game. Then I'll do the side stories because of time and all. But I will be right back. I'll have to pull on you. Yeah, she does, simply because of, well, those who know, you know. But they classify Yuri because of the way that Monica manipulated it. So, and probably the obsession with knives might have a little, might have something to do with that too. But I'll be right back. I gotta let these dogs outside, and I will be back. It shouldn't take me too long. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. On food, please. Damn, I done brought me a couple turkey sandwiches in here. Y'all about to give me something else to eat other than damn sandwiches. Shit. Alrighty. Alright, I'm back. Let's see, what was that? What were we talking about before I mean, sorry about that. And also, I apologize if you guys heard my alarm going off. Well, that had to be fucking torture for the time being, but I don't know if that happened or not. Or if everything was muted like it should be. Hell yeah. Like I said, after I do the just the first portion of it, I'm not gonna play through the entirety. And we'll do these side stories. Probably what I should have done was just the side stories. Updating during chat. Okay, here we go. Literally getting notifications from things that were like hours ago. What the hell, Facebook? Now my phone's glitching. Lovely. Okay, now I'm starting to see more comments. Steam user, I don't know, I have to go back and look, but I think it's like BT Doki Doki or something, because I did base character. But let me look real quick for you, and I will tell you in just a second. What is up with this? Why is it? Same glitch now. Let me check something on my computer end of things. I'm reading all these comments off my phone, but okay, so I am pretty much caught up. She thinks that we're judging her. That's cute. First volume of Park Figures. Particularly a bad thing, right? Here's one of my favorite CGs in the whole game right here. You know, if I'm up for it, I may end up making this into a little stream series I do here on Facebook. It seemed to catch attention here. I like that. Again, I make these videos, I do these live streams just for friends, not for views. I mean, if that's something that gets people attention, I'll do it. At least while I'm living where I'm at, because once I move, I won't be able to do this as often. At least I don't think I'll be able to. It's the joys of constantly moving. Yeah, I'm going to play a little of this, and then I might wait to do the side stories maybe at a later date. But I wanted to do this for the 5th anniversary, and I wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit. Smoke a little excitement. See, because it was about 5 years ago, and this game, I think it was 2017 when this came out, and it was a year. It was close to the 1st anniversary when I got into DDLC, and I met with a role player who roleplayed as all 4 girls here on Facebook, and her name is Angie. So me and her became really close, and to the point where it was just kind of like we were friends outside of roleplay. We were on a first name basis, and basically, real sweet girl. And last year around, oh God, I can't remember exactly what day it was. I have to ask her best friend again on Twitter. But it was in September of last year, and she ended up dying of COVID, unfortunately. So we lost her last year. So yeah, I mean that's kind of so, and she's the one that really got me into this game. I mean I was getting into it already, that's how I found her, but getting closer to her, it got me more attached to the game itself and into the game even more. So yes, so now even more this game has more of a personal attachment to me. So and that's why. So I can say that this live stream is the 5th anniversary of the Doki Doki Literature Club, but it can also be like a dedication to Angie as well. And all that she's done. I mean, I don't think she realized when she left a legacy of her own. Like she has some wonderful friends who really spoke kindly of her, especially on Twitter. Because she ended up leaving Facebook and just went strictly to Twitter. Which, let's be honest, I don't blame her. But she had some friends speak kind of her. They reached out to me, talked to me, asked me questions. Even her best friend was amazed that I knew what she looked like. Like I had she did a face reveal to me, and she's like, Angie never reveals her face to guys or anything. So, in other words, I was that close to her. I didn't even realize that until her best friend told me. And so that means a lot to me. I remember when when Angie passed. I remember it took me about a week or 2 to fully get back to normal, because it messed me up. It pulled me down hard. So so this game today, this little playthrough or series of playthroughs that I'll be doing, it'll be dedicated to her. It'll be dedicated to Angie, and I'm not gonna reveal her first name. I don't know how she feels about it, but her best friend. If she sees this, I hope she knows that that she's special as well, and that she's doing a great job of continuing that legacy that Angie left. And it's something I know she probably don't really want to talk about, but it's important that you are reminded of why you do what you do. And she knows this. So, she's a wonderful person, just like Angie was. So. But that's pretty much, that's all. It's dedicated to her. Happy 5th anniversary to Doki Doki Literature Club. Dan Salvato, I don't think he realized what he made. It was meant to be a parody or some kind, I don't know, what do you guess you call it, a parody of these kind of games. But it ended up becoming something fantastic. And, So I think I am going to make a little series of this. Now, I don't know how often I'll be streaming these, but I will try to do that, and I will beat the game. And I'll play the side story. Matter of fact, as soon as this day ends on this part of the game, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, I think. Basically, I remember the first time playing this game, how happy I was with this part here, especially whenever I finally memorized most of the words that correspond to each girl. And I was able to do a full Natsuki run, as I call it. I guess this is all for that. Oh shit, the thing wasn't updating for the... Right. Write a poem like that. Yeah, now this is where they share the poems for the first time, I Okay, so of course, make this run make sense. What's the point of sharing in the first place? Watching right now. Let's see here. Feel comfortable. Let's see that. I don't know who entered the chat, but hello. Entered the chat, I mean entered and watching the stream. Well, my terminology is on point today, isn't it? So he's retort, he gets caught in her throat. Now feel self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Most people really hate me or something. In case you still need to show. Alright, here's the first poem. One thing to notice that for each character in the game, the music has instruments that go with them, that correspond with them. Like the music will change depending on the character you're reading a poem, or like the subject matter is about them. But that's about it. Yeah. I'm adding a little. It's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, too. Things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. I understand. Writing a letter puts more weight on the wordplay. It said set up for a rhyme with you. Purpose, it helps bring out the feeling in you last line. Well, went into it, then I realized. Hey, Darian, welcome back. Yeah, that's what it means to be a pro, apparently. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? It's weird that I thought they were all supposed to be 18. Dan Salvato, you got some explaining to do. The hell is on my phone? Okay. Okay, who should I show next? I guess Yuri. Yuri will be next. That's a little more than enough time to finish reading. Speaking. See if this thing's actually updating my name. Of course, my daggone thing was not updating. Oh, the shower, my friend who I mentioned earlier, I didn't realize he's like from Fallout New Vegas. Nice. There was no audio at all, so I came back here. Oh dang, was something wrong with his audio? Or and also sorry about the late response. Again, phone was not updating me, my comments. Oh, my phone is going to be the death of me, I swear to God. Let's see what. I'm going to go ahead and go because I have to go to the bathroom because I'm tired. So if you can, try to live stream again too. Oh yeah, like I was saying earlier, before you came back, I'm going to try to get play these in a series or something like that because I'm not going to play all this in one night. But alright man, you have a good night. I'll play a little more of this. I'm probably going to call it a night myself. So, right, you have a good one. Give Delia and the baby my love. So. Matter of fact, after this day, I think I'm going to go ahead and talk to the Frank. Okay. Go some delight. I flicker back. This thing just does not like updating my chat. I wasn't thinking that at all. Very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. You only glance over it after all. Both often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences through words. Some story or paint a picture. Yeah, I think he went on the bed. More solemn putting it. Thought of that. That's impressive. Couple things too. Hey, Yori, next. Good poem, ETRU shirt. First time. Mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club. And I'll break my promise. See, like I said before, UT deep down, not selfish at all. I knew things like this, brother. Something like that. Maybe up there for everybody to read. You just have to just a little bit to a yes or no question. Oh, that's come on. I mean, she's got a point. I don't like the MC in this game. I don't know. It's just, ooh. Next time I won't forget. And I'm going to write the best poem ever. Alrighty, let's show Money Mon the poem. See if we're updating on our live chat here because things don't like to update. Oh yeah. I'm always listening line. That's, ooh. Alright, they can express views of the world. I like that sort of thing. She's not an expert. they're super challenging to get the memes through. I can see why it would be your kind of home to explore. I'm trying to a lot. Take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. It's the best way to find kind of style to see. Sort of got us like every one of them. Like, I'm not very good at writing. It's like we've already broken the whole let's not judge each other barrier. I don't know why. Especially her of all people saying that. Hole in the wall. Maybe an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. Wasn't home. So why would a noisy neighbor and angry boyfriend be at your... you could probably hear things next door, never mind. My retina guard scorched a permanent copy of my meaningless image. The little hole, it wasn't too bright, too deep. Everything. Doctor Strange? A whole infinite choices. I realize now that I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking. Very freeform. I'm not really into the right person to ask about feedback. Kind of style that has gotten pretty popular nowadays. Sure, I don't know how to put it. You say that I've had some kind of epiphany pretty soon. It's been influencing my poems a bit. Epiphany. Yeah, something like that. I'm nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. We have to everyone is better friends with each other. The writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. Trying too hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Yeah, pretty much. You know, just smash your head on the keyboard and whatever pops up is art. That's my writing tip for today. Keep your pen in the same. Yeah, I remember that line too. Everyone, I went down a room that was a little more stressful than I anticipated. As if everyone was judging me for a mediocre writing ability. Dang. trying to impress our new member. See if one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as you. I still love that line. Yeah, I got Sayori in this because I'm trying to do a balance between all three of them. I was going to do like a Natsuki run, but I think I'm going to do all three. As much as possible in this one. Yuri with a stuck-up jerk. Boobs are the same as ever. Big and beautiful. Never mind, I was gonna do something. Keep an eye on my chat here. Nope. Alright. Either this shit ain't updating on its own or matching content detected. What? So what? I don't know, I think I'm having a problem with the stream. I don't know if it's like Facebook. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the music. Alright. Now what happened earlier? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and I'm probably gonna hop off here, so. Alright. Alrighty. So I may continue this in another live stream another time, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Happy 5th anniversary to everyone. Rest in peace to Angie. Miss her. It's been over a year, but you know, she was someone special to all of us. So, yep. You guys have a good one. I'll see you in the next one.